Okay, so let's start the session. So in today's class, we are going to discuss the next topic in terms of list, the advanced data types. Let's move on to the advanced data types. And in the advanced data types, we are going to discuss with respect to list, tuples, sets, and dictionary. So before moving to advanced data types, so in the last class, we have covered in terms of strings, and within the strings, we have seen the indexing and slicing operation, all these concepts. So what is fundamental data types? First, we have discussed about the fundamental data types. So within the fundamental data types, we are having in terms of int, float, bool, and string. So total 4 we are having, and these 4 of them can store only one value. They can store only one value. Okay. So where the string will store one value, that one value is multiple characters. Inside that, whatever we are having, if for example, a string of hello is there, inside the hello, HELLO, they are called as characters. But value wise, it is one. So once you have opened the inverted commas and you have closed the inverted commas, means inside that whatever is there, that is only one value. Value wise, only one value. Coming to characters, multiple characters are there. Characters wise, multiple characters are there, but value wise, only one. Now, if all these can store only one value, fundamental data types can store only one value inside the object. They can store only one value inside the object. Inside the object. Okay, they can store only one value inside the object. Now, second is most important is all fundamental data types are immutable. All these fundamental data types, whatever we are having, are immutable. Already we have discussed what is immutable. Immutable means we can't modify we can't modify the values. We can't modify the values inside the object. We can't modify the values inside the object. This point is important. Inside the object is important. Everyone will say that what is immutable means. In the interview, they will say that, sir, we can't modify the values. They are saying half of the answer, which is incorrect. We have to say we can't modify the values inside the object. We have to use this word of inside the object. Okay. So we can't modify that. Means what is the meaning of this one means? For example, A is equal to 12. You have created one object with A. Now A is equal to 24. You have written. Now you are going to get 24 as the new object and the old object will be deleted. It will not replace inside the original one. It will not replace inside the original object. Okay. Sir, here one of the student is saying that screen is not visible. Now it is visible or still? Are you facing the same issue? Okay, now it is visible now. Done. So here they'll ask you the interview question. They'll ask you the interview question in this way. Okay, you told that fundamental data types are immutable. So according to you, int is also immutable, float is immutable, boolean is immutable, and string is immutable. So according to you, immutable means we can't modify, right? So you told that we can't modify the values. Now let us take A is equal to 12. So it has created one object A. A is equal to 24. So it is creating object 24 now. So now you are going to get the 24, right, with A. And now if you print A, Yeah, 1 minute, guys. Yeah, screen was not paused. Anwar, just 1 minute. Yeah, some technical glitch. So, yeah. So now, so here, if you say that A is equal to 12, the interviewer will ask you like this. Can you write A is equal to 12? Yes. Now, if you ask A is equal to 24, and if you ask print A, now print A means it is going to print what is the value it is going to print means it is going to print the A value as 24. Now they'll ask you, so you only told me earlier that 12 and now it is 24. Now latest value only is getting stored now. Here the point is it can store the latest value, but not inside the same object. That is the point. We can't modify the values within the same object, inside or within the same object. We can't modify the values within the same object, or inside the same object. Anything is same. So we can't modify. That point is important. So here the address of the A object is different, right? Now coming to next one is today's one. We are going to discuss advanced data types. Advanced data types. What is the purpose of creating these advanced data types? Means they can store multiple values. They can store multiple values inside single object. So they can store multiple values inside the object. That is the advanced data types. So in that, first one is list. Second one is tuple. Third one is set. And the fourth one is dictionary. Okay, first one is list. Second one is tuple. Third one is set. And fourth one is dictionary. Sir, advanced data types, what are the advanced data types we are having? Advanced data types are mutable or immutable means list, set, dictionary. These three of them are mutable. And whereas tuple is immutable. Tuple is again immutable. Okay, so tuple is immutable. Whereas list, set, dictionary, these three of them are mutable. Now coming to these three are mutable. Now what is meant by mutable? We can modify the values within the same object. We can modify the values within the same object without creating a new one within the same one. Means once the object was created, inside that some value is there. Means you can replace this value. Means inside you can do the erasing. Inside the object, you are going to do the eraser. What of this eraser is that eraser you are going to use inside the object and you are going to replace. You are not going to create a new circle like this. You are modifying the value inside the circle. Example, circle is here object. Example purpose I am showing as a circle, right? Now let's move on to the list. Okay, one by one. So in today's class, we'll cover the list and tuple. In tomorrow's class, we'll cover the set and dictionaries. Okay, now coming to the list. List is one of the most important data type in Python. Complete, most to the most. That much of most important. Okay, most important data type in the Python, and it is very flexible. So since it is having the multiple advantages, it is the one of the most important data type. List is the advanced data type where it can store the multiple values. If you want to store multiple values, each value inside the list is called as an item. Each value inside the list is called as item. A list can have 0 items to infinite number of items. Minimum 0. So means empty list also possible, and empty object also possible. Okay. Sir, what is the use of creating empty? Later you can add now. In the same object you can add. But if you create empty int, what is the use? Because you can't add, you can't modify anything. What is the use of creating empty int? Empty with respect to whatever we are having, empty string or empty bool or anything, there is no use. But if you are creating the same thing, empty here, okay, empty here, a list can have from 0 items. A list can have from 0 items to multiple items. Cherry ones. Declaring a list, items are separated by the commas. So each item, so multiple items are there now. So multiple items, each item is separated by comma, enclosed within the square bracket. Enclosed within the square bracket. Sir, yesterday you told that square bracket is used for the indexing. Na? For working on the index, we are going to use the square bracket. Perfect. Now the same square bracket here we are using for the list. Then how the Python notes? When we are going to use this square bracket as the index means, first you have to write the variable name. After writing the variable name, if you are using the square bracket immediately like this, then it is index. Then it is index. If you are not using the variable name before to that, just you are writing only the square bracket, then it is not considered as the index, then it is considered as the list. Before to that square bracket, variable name is there or not? That is important, right? So let us see with multiple examples. Don't get confused. Let us observe with examples. So declaring a list, items are separated by commas within the square brackets. All the items in a list doesn't no need to be of a same data type. All the values, one value can be int, one value can be tuple, int, float, boolean, string, anything. No restriction. The data can be any type. So it is a heterogeneous. Heterogeneous means multiple data types. Homogeneous means same data type. Okay. And list is a ordered sequence of items. And whatever the order you are writing, that order is important. Okay. This point is one of the most important point in the list. That makes the difference between this one versus other object. Now, first one, we are going to start with the how to create the empty list. As I have told you here, a list can have 0 items to multiple items, means infinite items. A list with 0 items. A list with 0 items is called as empty list. Empty list means list with 0 items. Items means equal to value. Each value inside the list is called as item. Now, first I'm going to start with the how to create the empty list. So here see, I'm creating one variable name called as empty list, and right side I'm giving the value as the empty list. Now what happens in the backend means it will create one object, and in that object just it will have empty, nothing will be there. And it is going to assign the empty list the name like this. The variable name is the, whatever the variable name is there, the variable name it is going to assign. So it is going to create one empty object. Object will be there, but inside values will not be there. Okay. So, sir, what is this object, sir? Every time we are getting confused with the object means in your notes, you write clearly object means simply it is called as one room. Item means student. Item or value is called as student. A room was designed for only one student means then it is called as one room. That is also called as room only. In a room, we can have 2 students. In a room, we can have infinite number of students. That size of room is there. Now, for example, in this room, none of the student is there, none of the chair is there. Empty room is there. Then This is not called, what is this object is called as? Room only na? Room only na? But inside there is no chair, no student is there. Empty. Similarly, here also the same. One room is there, but empty. None of the value is there. No chair is there, no student is there, nothing is there. Empty room. Right? Now, here I'm going to create. So while printing the empty list, how it is going to print means empty square brackets, it is going to print. If you ask to print that particular variable, how the empty list will be printed means empty square brackets. L is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. Now, earlier we are having in terms of what is the difference between this one versus this one. L is equal to 10. Here I'm having right side. How many values are there? How many values are there right side? Only one value. Since only one value is there, now if I ask what is the type of L, it is going to say the int type. Now the same question I'm writing below, L is equal to, instead of only 10, I'm taking two values. So two values I required. So 10 and 20, two values. When you want the two values, I'm going to use the square bracket like this. Instead of one value, I'm taking two values. And if I ask now what is the type of L means, it is taking as list. Is the point is clear? So what happened here in this case, it is creating one object 10 and it is going to give the name L. What happens in this case? It will create one object by giving the square box inside this 10, 20 with L. The object was designed like this. The list object was designed. This room was designed like that to store the each and every value in one box like this, where it will have the index numbers. For each box, one index number is there. So one value will be stored in the one box like this. Now here L is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, four values. So it is going to create an object 10, 20, 30, 40, and it is going to create the object L like this. Now if I print L, if I ask to print the L, here I'm just writing L. What is meant by L means it is going to print. As I've told you in the Jupyter notebook, in the cell, the last line automatically prints. So here, if you don't write the print means automatically it will take the print. Though if you not written the print of L, either you can write print of L like this, or you can simply write only L also, no problem. So now if you take like this, so it is going to give me the 10, 20, 30, 40. And if I ask what is the type of L means, it is a list data type. And as I've told you here, the values, how many values are there in this? In this particular list, how many values are there? 4 values are there. How to check 4 values means length function. Inside the length function, if you give the string, it will use the number of characters. If you give the list, it gives the number of items. Inside the length function, whatever the inside the length function you are having. For example, here you are taking the length of string. If you are giving the string, the output gives whatever the output is number of characters. It gives the number of characters in the string, in the given string. It gives the number of characters in the given string. When you give the length function over the list, when you apply over the list, then the output is going to be, whatever the output you are going to get from this is number of items in the list. Items inside the list. Number of items means how many rectangular boxes are there, that one. So here it is going to give in terms of 4 because I'm having total 4 items. Each item is separated by the comma. First item, second item, third item like this. Now here the each item can be of different data type. It is not compulsory that everything should be of the same data type. As per your choice, whatever the way you are interested. Now, So here, if you observe, list is a heterogeneous. List is a heterogeneous. So here I'm going to create this one. It will create one object. Inside the object, first it will take 10.4, true, and SRK. And it will store in the same order whatever you have written. The order is important. Okay. It will store in the same order. That point is important. It will store in the same order. Can you go back to the definition? Yes. Here the list is in terms of list can be of all the items of the list no need to be of the same data type. Is the point is clear? Now here I'm going to give the name called as LI. Now what is the index number of this one? 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Negative indexing -1, -2, -3, -4. Same. Now your total how many items are there? First item is 1, second item is 10.4, third item is true, fourth item is string SRK. Total 4 items are there and it is going to print the 4 items. And if you ask, next one is this example. 10, 20.5, hello. Total how many items are there? 3 items. So first item is 10. Second item is 20.5. Third item is hello. Total 3 items are there. Item 1, item 2, item 3. And what is the length of this one is 3. Now here the most important point which you have to write in the notes is what are the list items? Items. What is the first item? First one is only 10. What is the second item? 20.5. What is the third item? Hello. Hello is one value. Completely it is one value. May consist of characters, multiple characters, but value wise 1. Total 3 items are there. Now, sir, we have discussed till now, what are the data types we have discussed is int, float, boolean, and string. So 4 data types you can use inside that. Anything you can use. As of now, we have discussed those can be used. Now, coming to the next one is within the list, if one of the item is listed, then it is called as nested list. Then it is called as nested list. Here the point is most important point. Again, 1, 4, 16. One of the item is list item. Now, how it is going to create the object? So first it will take the first item. What is the first item? Write in the notes what is the first item. First item is 1. And it will store 1 here like this. 1. First item is 1. What is the second item? Second item is 4. Each item is separated by comma. It is going to store the 4. What is the third item? It is nothing but 16. So it is going to store the 16 here. Now, what is the fourth item? This is important. Fourth item is list of 25, 36. It is not 25, 36. It is a list of 25, 36. So in a single one, it is going to store like this. List of 25, 36. Next, fifth item is 49. So it is going to store the 49. Next, sixth item is SRK, string SRK. So it is going to store the string SRK here as the sixth item. Here the fourth item is list of 25, 36. This was considered as one item. This is not 2 items. That is one item. That one item is list of 25, 36. That point is important. Right? Yes, sir, you told inside the bracket will be executed first. Now, That is with respect to parenthesis. When you are having parenthesis, not with the square brackets. That is parenthesis. When you are having the brackets in this way. Right? Now, coming to this here, this everything will be stored in the nest. Now tell me total how many items are there? 6 items are there. If I ask what is the length, miss 6. What is the index number? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. Now, if you are asked in terms of indexing, if I do the indexing on this particular object, that is next is the variable name. Inside that 0, if I ask 0, what is there inside the 0? 1, int 1. If I ask in terms of 1 miss 4. If I ask here in terms of 3, what is the output? Nest of 3. List of 25 comma 36. That point is important. Okay, list of 25 comma 36. Sir, I want only 36. Then what I have to do? Already you this is the output. Now this is the output. This what is the indexing? This is 0 and this is 1. Now I'm going to apply here 1 and I'm going to get the output as 36. One more time, this concept. First you print the NEXT. So entire object will be printed. First inside that you select. So for that what we are going to use means index of 3 up to here come. Okay. Now before to this, first NEST, what is this output? What is the data type of NEST? List. For list you are going to apply the indexing. How you are going to apply the indexing on the list means first you are going to write the list name. Whatever the list name is there. After writing the list name, you are using the square bracket and inside that you are writing the index number, whatever the index number you want. So I'm writing the index number called as 3. So this is the list name. What it is going to do means first it will identify this one. First it will take this one. So this is nothing but this. Inside that, what is there inside the 3? Inside 3, what is there? List of 25 comma 36. Up to that it will print. Now from this, now again you got the list only. For list, can you apply the indexing one more time? Yes, we can apply. How it will be applied? What is the index number of this one? 0 and 1. And here you are going to get within that 1. 36 like this. Sir, now I want 3 only. I want 3. Can we apply the indexing on the int? Is that possible? Indexing. Whatever we have discussed in the last class, indexing. Indexing, what is the meaning of indexing? Means extracting a single value. Extracting a single value. For int, no indexing. For int, there is no indexing. For float, no indexing. For boolean, no indexing. There is no option of indexing. Now coming to the string. String is having the indexing concept. String is having the indexing concept. Now when the string is having the indexing concept, how we are going to use? What is the syntax? In this case, what is the syntax for string? What is the syntax means? First you have to write the string name, string variable name, string variable name, and in the bracket, you have to write the index number. Whatever the index number is there, that you have to write in the bracket. First, you have to write the string variable name, followed by bracket, you have to write this one. Now, the same way, yeah, one more time I'm explaining. In the same way, list. List is also having the indexing. List has indexing. list has indexing. How the string is having the indexing concept, string has the indexing. Similarly, list also having the indexing. Now, how to apply the indexing on the string list means you have to use the list variable name. First, you have to write the variable name. What are the list variable name? And for that, you have to write in the bracket index number. Okay. So now here, let's observe this point very clearly. Okay. Let's first start with the simple example. This is the list. L is equal to list of 1, 29 and 6. This is a simple example. First, let's start with the simple example. Now I want to do for the indexing. Whether indexing is applicable on L. Oh, first it will collect what is L. First, when I ask this one, first it will check what is the data type. What is the data type of L? First, it will check what is the data type of L. Since the data type of L is list, so indexing is applicable. Indexing is applicable means how you have to write the indexing. First, you have to write the index variable name and square bracket. Inside the square bracket, you have to write the number. So what is the number I'm going to write is 0. L of 0. What is L of 0? What is there inside the L of 0 means first it will take what is L. When I'm asking the question of like this, okay, when I ask the question of like this, first step number 1, it colors L. First it colors the L. After collecting the L, second step, it checks data type of L. It check data type of L. If L has indexing, then it applicable. It applies. It applies. If L has no indexing, it throws error. Is the point is clear? Now see here one more time. L is equal to 20. I have written only 20. Okay. L is equal to 20, which is a int type. If I am asking L of 0 like this, first what it is going to do means first it will collect L. What is L? Int 20. Data type also important. Int 20. First it will collect the int 20 and it will check what is the data type. Data type is int. If L has indexing, it applies. L has no indexing means it throws the error. Now L is a int data type. For int data type, you are asking the indexing, so it throws the error. First, it will collect what is L and it will check what is the data type of L. Now, similarly, here I'm asking L is equal to list of 129, 6. Okay, L of 0 means first it will collect what is L. L is list of 129, 6. First, it will collect this one. This is the first step. After collecting this one, now it will apply the square bracket on that. And when it is applying, since list has indexing concept, it applies and it is going to give the output. Is the point is clear step by step? Now, similarly here, now let's move on to this example. Same. Now let's try this example. Now first what happens? First it is collecting the next word. First it will collect the next word. In the next word, what is the data type? Now instead of L, now what is the data type variable name? Next. So first it collects what is next. After collecting the next, it checks the data type of next. What is the data type of next? It is a list data type. Since the variable name, whatever the object is there, that object has the indexing. So it is going to apply the indexing on this. So I'm going to apply the indexing on this. Applied. Is the point is clear? Now for this output, Now this output, what is the output of nest of 3? What is the output? List of 25 comma 36. This is the output. For this, can you apply the indexing or not? For this one, I'm not asking for the original one. I'm asking the output of this one. Can you apply the indexing? Yes. Why it is applicable? Because it is a list. Now, if I ask the 0 on this, first it is going to collect what is next. For the next, it will collect what is inside the tree, and it will check what is the data type of this output. From here to here, what is the output and what is the data type. And if that data type supports the indexing, now it is applying the 0 on that. And what is the output you are going to get? Int 25. Now for int 25, again I'm applying the 0 on this. Is that applicable? No, because int is not subscriptable. Where I have asked the int, I have given basically next means list na, but our type error is getting that int object is not subscriptable. Why it is giving like that? Because first it has collected from here to here. After that it has applied here. Later it has applied this one. Is the point is clear? Now the interview question is like this. They will ask you the interview question in this way. Take one list L is equal to, okay, take one list of your choice, 25, 30, and a list of 20, 26, 27, 28. And within that, I'm going to give one more item as hello. Hello. And list of 32, 38. Okay. The interview question would be like this. First, tell me this L is a list. In this, what is the first item? You write in the notes what is the first item? 25. What is the second item? 30. Int 30 is the second item. What is the third item? List of 26, 27, 28. Hello. This is completely third item, comma, then fourth item. What is the fourth item? List of 32, comma, 38. Now total how many items are there? Length of L. If I ask length of L, how many items? Only 4. Now my question is very simple. Write the code for getting the output called as hello. The output called as hello. What do you have to write? Write the answer in the notes. I want the output hello. String hello is my required output. Right, guys, while writing this answer in the notes, okay, don't go to the last page or don't keep in the rough work, something like that. You write in the notes, running notes only, heading as interview question, and write the question, clearly write the question and answer also. Don't go to the last page or don't take any rough work side corner, temporary purpose. Don't do like that. There is no rough work. There is no nothing is unimportant here. In the notes, in your page, how you are going to write, in the same way you write. First, I'm going to take L. And what is the output of L means this one. Within the output of L, I'm going to take the index number 2. Then I'm going to get, this is the output. Whatever the output I have got is list. So since it is a list, I can apply the indexing on this. So applying the indexing on this is 0, 1, 2, 3, either 3 or -1. Choice is yours. And you're going to get the out. This is the answer. To get the hello, this is the answer. If in your notes, you have written with respect to 2 and 3 means done. If you have made a wrong miss, write the reason where you have made a mistake. Where you have made the mistake, you write the reason. Now, next question is, I want wo, only wo. Is that possible? So from here to here, the output is string. For this string, can you apply one more time indexing? String is having the indexing. Yes, string is also having the indexing. I want only wo. Now what I have to do? In terms of -1, or you can take in terms of positive is 4. Right? Now, for example, if I write like this, list, this is entire list. In the list, I'm writing here list of 1, and for that I'm going to write 2. What is the output of this? Answer in the notes. This is L and this is the question. For this question, what is the output? Write in the notes. Write in the notes. Error. So first list of 1. List of 1 is 30, int 30. For int 30, if you are applying the indexing of 2, it is going to throw the error that int is not subscriptable. Right? Sir, could you please explain again? Jayesh, which one? So first, I'm saying clearly, first you color the L. First you take L. For L, you apply the indexing. For L, you apply the indexing. After applying this one, now you see the output. If the output is list or string or something, still you can apply the indexing one more time on this. For example, for Jayesh, okay? Now still I'm going to explain in a simple way. Now, L of 2. What is the L of 2? List of 26, 27, 28, and hello. Okay. Jayesh, what I'm going to do here is this value, whatever the L of 2 is there, up to L of 2 is clear for you. L of 2 is clear for you. And subscriptable meaning is index. Index or subscriptable, both are same. Jayesh, do you know what is indexing? Have you attended the last class or this is your first class? You know what is meant by indexing? Guys, could you please reply? No, you don't know what is meant by indexing. So please go through the indexing class and later you attend this class. Okay. Please go through the previous class recording and after that you go through this recording. Okay. Done. Now, next one is slicing. So indexing and slicing. As we have discussed slicing, what is this one? Now tell me, guys. So here numbers is equal to list. So it is going to create one object like this. First item 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So what is indexing? So you're going to give the positive indexing numbers as, what are the positive indexing is there? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8. 1 to 5. 1 to 5 means starting point is 1, ending point is this one, and direction is in this direction. And you require in this direction every step of 1. By default, the step is +1. Since I am having only 2 values here, step will be considered as +1. So what is the output I am going to get? 20, 30, 40, and 50. 20, 40, 30, 40, and 50. That too as a list. Within the string, if you are doing the slicing operation, the output will be the string. In the list, you are applying the slicing means the output will be list. Is the point is clear? Next one is list concatenation. How we are having the string concatenation, adding of 2 or more strings. Here we are having the list concatenation. Okay. And whoever the students are absent for the previous class, for the list class or indexing or slicing class, if anyone has absent, miss, first please go through that class and later this one. And after understanding this class, attend tomorrow's class. For example, you are not able to understand today's class. My suggestion for you is don't attend tomorrow. Because tomorrow also you'll not understand anything. You have to see my face, I have to see your face. Nothing will be used. If tomorrow's class is also you are not able to understand, don't attend the day after tomorrow's class. Because everything are connected in that way. If one class you miss also, next class you'll not understand. Each and every class is equally important, and that too, it is a connected subject. When connected subject is there, we have to follow in a connection, means we have to come in the sequential order. We can't move in the zigzag way. Zigzag way moving subjects are different. There will be some subjects where we can move in the zigzag way. For example, in the maths, if you consider the linear algebra and trigonometry, two things you can learn simultaneously. There is no connection between both of them. Separately, you can learn the trigonometry. Separately, you can learn the linear algebra. Separately, you can learn the calculus. There is no connection between them. But here, everything are connected to each other. If you miss one class also, next day's class, you'll not understand. Now, if I am explaining the list concatenation, I told you already what is meant by concatenation. What is meant by concatenation? Combining two things. Concat means combining two things. Combining two. Okay. Now, if it is string concatenation, you are combining two strings. If it is list concatenation, you are going to combine the two lists. First list and second list. Like that, you can combine multiple list can be combined. So here concatenating means combining. Now here I'm having the list one. List one is this one. List two is this one. Now what I'm going to do is list one plus list two. That is L1 plus L2. So first what it is going to do is first it will color the L1. That is D, B, C. Plus it will color the second list. That is A, 6, 4.0. So first it will color this one and later it will color this one. And it will check whether both of them are list. If one is list and second one is other data type, it will throw the error. Concat means both of them should be of same data type. Whether it is a string, whether it is a list, but both of them should be same data type. String can be concatenated with the one more string. List can be concatenated with the one more list. If you ask string plus int, if you give, it throws the error. String plus float, it throws the error. String plus boolean throws the error. String can be concatenated only with the string. Similarly, list also can be concatenated only with the list. If you add the list plus side string, if you take the string, it throws the error. So both of them should be of the same data type. Now, when you are using this one, first it will color the first list and it will color the second list and it will combine these both of them. First this one followed by this one. It will combine both of them into a single list like this. First one followed by second one. Sir, for example, if I have given here L2 plus L1. Now, which is the first one now? First, it is going to take A 6 4.0 plus. First, it will color this one followed by plus D, B and C. Now, it combines these two into one. So, when it is combining A 6 4.0 D, B and C, you are going to get like this. This is the output. If this is the case. Now, for example, I'm having L2 plus L2. Both of them are L2 only. So what is first L2? First it will collect what is L2. A 6 4.0. And later it will collect what is this one. Again A 6 4.0. Now it will combine both of them because both of them are in the list. Again, it will combine both of them A6 4.0, A6 4.0. And you are going to get the output in this way. A6 4.0, A6 4.0. Two lists will be combined. Sir, L1, L2 is the one list, sir. Now I want to add with 3, 4, 5. Second list is 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like this I'm having. Now first what it is going to do? First it is going to collect the L2. What is L2? A6 4.0 plus list of 3, 4, 5, 6. Now both of them are in the list. Since both of them are list, it is going to concat like this. A6 4.0, 3, 4, 5, 6. And whatever you have done, it is just printing. It is not storing. In the Jupyter notebook, last line is printing automatically. Now, if you ask to store, now it is going to store. Means this entire thing will be stored in the L3. First right side part will be executed. After that, left side part. So first concatenation will be completed. Later it is going to store. Is the point is clear? No need of both of them should be the list only. Length is not required. Both of them should be not of the same length. Both can be of different length or anything. For example, L2, you are having this one L2. L2 plus this one. So L2 is A6 4.0. This is L2 and list of 3. Since both of them are in the list, 3 is not the int 3. If int 3, it throws the error. Since 3 is in the list format, so it is going to concat that one and you are going to get the output in this way. Now, for here it is getting stored. Since it is getting stored, now I'm using the print of L3. Sir, why it is not printing, sir? Last line should be printed now. Either the last line will be printed, if either it will print or it will store. Any one will happen, not both of them. Last line of the Jupyter notebook cell, either print or store, any one. Here it is storing means it will not print. Whenever there is a equal to symbol and storing is there, it will not print. If, for example, this is not there, it is storing. Is that storing? Else, this work is completed. Whether it is storing? No. Since it is not storing, it is printing. Is the point is clear? Right? Right? And sir, we can arrange the value of list concatenation, arrange in the ascending or descending order. We can do that. Okay. Now let's see. Now let's discuss. Now what is list means mutable? As I've told you, what is meant by list means mutable. Now what is meant by mutable? Values within the same object can be modified. So here A is equal to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is the A. Now once the A object is created, now in this, what are the values are there? 1, 2, 3 are there. Now these can be modified. These can be modified means either you can delete 1 or you can replace 1 with 10 or you can do some modifications. Inside the object, you can do the modifications. If you are able to do the modifications inside the object, then it is called as mutable. Now the point is, what is modifications? What are the modifications? Modification. So what is the modifications we can do means 1, add. Second one is remove. Third one is replace. These are the 3. If you can do one modification also, at least one out of 3, at least one modification if you do also, it is called as mutable. Either add or remove or replace, any one. If you can do 3 of them also, no problem, but any one of them. Now here, I'm going to create the A is equal to 1, 2, 3, print A. Print A means it is going to print the 1, 2, 3. It is going to create 1, 2, 3. And if I ask ID of A, It is showing some ID. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace. I'm going to show you how to replace. How to replace in the list. How to replace within the list. Replace. How you are going to do the replace. How you are going to do the replace means just here A of 1 is equal to 200. Now first it is going to collect what is A of 1. A of 1 means here 2 is equal to 200. So is equal to 200 means since A of 1, what is the data type of A? First it will collect what is the data type. Every time it will check what is the data type. Don't forget this one. First it will check what is the data type and later it will apply. Anything in the back end, first check is data type. Later only application. So first it will check what is the data type of A. Since A is a list data type, list is a mutable data type. So A of 1 will be replaced with 200. So 0, 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. This it is going to replace 200 within the same object. Within same object it is going to do. And now if you ask what is A means 1, 200, 3. And what is the ID miss? It is going to be the same ID of whatever you have created earlier. Same ID. It is not going to change the ID. Now the same logic, let us apply here. Instead of list, let us try for int. A is equal to 20 and some ID number you have got. A of 1 is equal to, you are trying with A of 1 is equal to 200. First it will collect what is A. A means list int 20. For int 20 indexing is applicable? No. Simply it will throw the error here only. Int object doesn't support the item assignment. You can't assign the value on the int object. Now let's try for the float 20.5. Now ID of this one. Now let us try the same way. Float object is doesn't support the assignment. Now let's try with the Boolean. Boolean object doesn't support the item assignment. Now let us try here string. A of 1. What is A of 1? What is A of 1 inside this? R. Now R I want to replace with 200. R 200K. So SRK is there. Instead of SRK, yes 200K. I want like this. Now simply it will throw the error. It is not possible. So now I'm writing here this one A is equal to this one. So string object doesn't support item assignment. 4 of them doesn't support. This logic is applicable on the list. Whatever we have discussed earlier objects, none of the object is applicable. Is the point is clear? Now, sir, you told that A of 1 is not possible. Now, I'm writing like this, sir. So here A is equal to yes 200K. Now if I ask print A, modified no sir. Earlier SRK to this one. A was modified now. But what is the ID? If you ask what is the ID, what is the ID means both the IDs are different. Both the IDs are different. Both are not same. Right? So within the same object, we can replace the value. Is the point is clear? Now here A is equal to list of 1, 2, 3. Now when I have written like this, it is going to create one object 1, 2, 3. Now A of 1 is equal to 200 means first it will collect what is A of 1. What is A of 1 means this one. And this object will be replaced. So how it is going to replace means first it will erase the previous one and it will fill with the new value. In the same object, it will go inside the object and it will do. It will go inside the object and it will do the modification. And you are going to get the output like this. Is the point is clear? Next, we are having the methods, list methods. So what are the list methods? So here, most important point, what is meant by method? Again, interview question. Method. What is meant by method? Method means in terms of method means it is a function. It is a function applicable. It is a function applicable on a particular data type. It is a function applicable on a particular data type. Okay. Method means it is a function applicable. It is a function applicable on a particular data type. Now, here the most important point is function. So first, let us understand what is function. Function. So here the functions, what are the functions we have discussed till now is first, let's start with the first one where we have started with the print. We have seen ID, type function, and the next one is length function. Next one is int function, which will convert to int, float function, and boolean function, string function, which will convert to string. So these are the different functions which we have discussed earlier, right? Now, similarly, we are having now some other function. Now, what is meant by function? Function means it performs some task. It performs some task. A function will perform one task. What is there inside that? It will do that. Some task. So what is the print function? Print function will print the whatever you have written inside that. It is going to print. ID means it gives the address. Type means it gives the data type. Length means it gives the number of items or number of characters. And next one is input. What is meant by input function means it is going to take the data from the user. Evolve function means it will convert according to the data. It will convert the data type according to the data, whatever the user has entered according to that. So these are the things which we have already covered in the previous class. So print function, ID function, type function, length function, input, eval, int, float, boolean, string, all these things we have covered in the previous class. Now we are having some function called as, next function is append function. But this function is applicable only on the list. Whereas, for example, print, if you're asking print of 1, it is going to print. If you ask print of 1.5, it will print. If you ask print true, it will print. If you ask in terms of print of SRK, it will print. So print function works irrespective of data type. So functions, what are the functions are there? These functions works irrespective of data type. Functions works on all data types, simply on works on all the data types. But methods, what are the method is there? Method. Basically method, it is a function. It is a function applicable on a particular data type. Applicable on a particular data type. It can't be used on all the data types. Example of that one is append. Now this append function is there. This is also basically a function only. How we are having the input function, length function. Similarly, append is also a function. But this function is applicable only on the list. Since it is applicable only for the list, you can't apply for the strings, you can't apply for the boolean, you can't apply for the float, you can't apply for anything. You can apply only on the list. Since it is applicable only on the list, it is called as method. Is the point is clear? So here method, whatever the methods are there. Now the interview question is, what is the difference between a function versus method? Where a function will execute a specific task. It executes the task. Whatever the task is there, it will execute the task, given task. Method, it is also a function. It is also a function. Basically, it is also a function. This applicable for all data types, applied on all data types, applied on a particular data type. Applied on a particular data type. Now, here example is print. Inside the print, if you give the whatever the data type, it works. ID, whatever the data type you ask, it gives the ID. So it works on irrespective of any data type. But whereas this example for this one is append, it applicable only on the list. Basically, this is also a function only, but applicable only on a particular data type. So it is called as method. Method is also called as attribute. Method is also called as attribute. Method or attribute. Method is also called as attribute. Okay. So let's discuss one by one. So in this list methods, first method is called as append, is called as method. And this method is used, this function is used to add only one item at the end of the list. It can add only one item at the end of the list. One item. Item can be int, float, string, bool, or list. Anything is okay, but only one. One item. Item should be only one. For example, list of 1, 2, 3, 4 is there. So object is created. You are having 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now list dot append. So first it is going to collect what is LST. First it will collect what is LST. LST is list of 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a data type is list. For example, LST, I'm writing here, LST is equal to 20 int. And I'm asking LST dot append of 5. If I ask like this, it throws the error that int object has no attribute called as append. Okay. Now, when I have given here, instead of this one, I have given here 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So first it is going to collect what is LST. LST is a list data type. For list data type, append is available. And what it is going to do is it adds that item in the last. Whatever the item is there, that item will be last. It will add in the last, that too in the same object. Not by creating the new. In the same object, it will do. And if you ask with your print LST, now if you ask LST, what is the latest LST? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is the point is clear? Instead of list, here you are trying with anything else, 20.4. It will throw the error. Float is not having the attribute append, attribute error. Now, if you ask in terms of true, it will throw that same. If you ask here instead of this, if you ask here SRK, again, it will throw the error. So that those are not having this one. This is only applicable on the list data type. List of 1, 2, 3, 4. And you are having one more item called as list of 5, 9, 8. Something you are having like this. Now, first it is going to create this one. How it is going to create that one? By writing 1, 2, 3, 4, list of 5, 8 as one item. and this is LST. This is the first line meaning. Now it comes to the second line. In the second line, first it will collect what is LST. This is the LST. For LST, it is going to append the 5. Append the 5 means at the end, it will add the 5 like this within the same object. And you are going to get the output like this. And list can have the repetition. List items can be repeated. Duplicates are allowed. List, what is the one more advantage of the list means? Items can be duplicated. Items can be duplicated. Items can be duplicated. Duplicated means repeat. So in the bracket, items, list items, list item. List items can be repeated. For example, you are writing 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, something you have taken like this. It will create the object like this only. 1, 1, 1, 2, and 2. Each item, one box. Absolutely not a problem. Whatever the order you have written, the order. Item can be repeated. Any item, anything. No restrictions. Right? Now, first one is append. So where the append is used to add only one item. So here I'm having in terms of list is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. List dot append of 5 means it is going to add. Now what is latest LST means this is the latest LST. First, this one is this 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is LST. Now, when you have asked this one in the same LST, a new value was created like this. Now, list dot append. Now you are taking one item. What is that item is 6, 7. List of 6, 7. List of 6, 7 will be appended as a single item. This is single item. Only one item is possible. Item will be appended in the end. So here you have given the item. So this particular method or this particular function was created only for adding only one item in the end. Sir, if I want to add multiple items, sir, then this is not the one. There is one more method for that. There is a different method for that. Sir, I don't want to add at the end, sir. I want to add at the starting. There is a different method for that. I mean, different attribute for that. This attribute or this particular method is created only to add one item, that too at the end. Okay, is the point is clear? Now here in the online one student is asking, sir, Sai Kiran, sir, can we append in the nested list? Anything? Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Okay, next one more student is asking, sir, in the string slicing was applicable, adding an element, why it is not possible? As I have told you, that object was created in that way where it is immutable. Strings are immutable. Immutable means we can't modify. Okay, the objects are designed like that. If you require to modify, you have to convert and you have to modify. Right? Now, next, how to append into the empty nested list. So here, for example, we are having like this. Okay, this one. So we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and you are going to add this one 6, 7 as a list. Now you are going to have overall like this, right? Done. Now, first, what I'm going to do, LST of -1. What is this one, guys? What is the output? List of 6, 7. For this list, now new list, for the new list, I can append. Can I append? So for this new list, I'm going to apply dot append. For the new list, not for the old one. The output, whatever I have got, for this one, I'm going to append with respect to 8 like this. Now for this one, it is going to append the 8. And after appending, now if I print LST, Now you are going to get like this. Append, if you don't use this one and if you use like this directly, then what happens? What is the difference between these two? Tell me. So for example, let us take like this. Whatever I'm having, this I'm going to keep here. L is equal to LST is equal to this. Okay. And I'm asking this one. This is separate question. And this is separate question. This question is different and this question is different. First, let's start with the first line. Line number 1. So first it is going to create one object. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. List of 6, 7. This is the line number 1. Up to line number 1 is clear now. Next it will come to the second line. First it is going to collect what is LST. LST means this is the LST. For LST, it is going to apply the append function. Since LST is a list data type, append function is applicable. Since applicable, so it is going to add the 8 like this. So now what is the output I am going to get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. List of 6, 7, 8. Now total how many items will be there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total 7 items will be there. Okay. And you are going to get the output like this. Now here in this question, this is a different question now. Again, I am going to take LST is equal to this one. LST is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. List of 6, 7. First, I am going to collect LST of -1. That is list of 6, -1. List of 6, 7. Okay. Since the output is list data type, for list data type, append function is applicable. So applicable, and it is adding the 8. Where it is going to add? In the original object. So it goes to the original object and it will add. Always list goes inside the original object. Whatever the things is there, everything will be in the inside the original object, not outside. Everything will be done inside. So it goes into the inside the original object and it is going to modify in this way. And you are going to get the output like this. That is the reason you are getting the output like this. That is the difference. Is the point is clear? Sir, for example, first you are going to take the list like this, sir. Same list. Okay. List. Up to here common. Once again, question is same. List of 6, 7. List. Now you are going to take list of 0. What is list of 0? Dot append of 8. You are asking like this. First, it is going to collect list of 0. What is list of 0? 1. What is the data type? Int. For int, append function is applicable. No. So it is going to throw the error. Int object is not having that one. So first it is going to collect this one. After collecting, it will check the data type. Later it will apply this one. So first collect. First step is collect this one. Second step is check. What check? Data type. Third one, then apply the append function on that. Is the points are clear, everyone? Next method is called as extend. Now, what is the use of this one means? Use it to add the multiple items. Append is used to add one item means this is used to add multiple items. You can add the multiple items. How we can add the multiple items? So whatever the items you want to add, you have to take into a list. Whatever the items. So how to add? Whatever the items you want to add, take them into a list. Take them into a list and apply. And then apply append, then apply extend on that. Now you apply the extend function on that. Whatever the items you want. So for example, here I'm having the list of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and LST. This is the line meaning. Up to here completed. First line completed. Now for this, I want to add multiple items. What are the items I want to add in my mind? I want to add 1, 5 I want to add. List of 20, 4 I want to add. And list of 20, 9, 16 I want to add. And SRK I want to add. These are the 4 items I want to add. How I want to add means first item 5 should be added. Second item list of 20, 4 should be added. Third item 20, 9, 16 should be added. And fourth item SRK has to be added. Like this, one by one, separately it has to be added. That is my requirement. Now for this my requirement, what I have to do means, what are the 4 items you want? Take them first in the list. 5, list of 20, 4, list of 20, 9, 16, and SRK. First you take the, what are the items you want to add? First you take them in the list. This is the first step. Now for this, you apply the extend function. Automatically it will be added for the list dot extend. Now when you give the extend, basically it will have only one list. Basically it have only one list, but that list of items will have multiple. So now what it is going to have? So just observe this one. Whatever the question I have written here, the same question I'm going to write in the here also. First step, what is the first step is 1, 2, 3, 4 I have created. For that, what is the items I want to add? So list of 5 separately, 20, 4 separately. Next 20, 9, 16 separately, and SRK separately. So these are the total 4 different items it has to be added. So these are the 4 items separately added. So separately added a single item adder. Separately, each one should be separately means you have to go with the extend. If you want to add as a single item, you have to use as the append. So I want them as a separate one, not as a single one. Separate one means you have to use the extend. Then now when you use the extend for the given LST dot extend, automatically it will apply as a separate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is separate. List of 20, 4 is separate. List of this one is separate. This one is separate. Sir, no sir, I want to add everything in a single item. All of them as a single item, one item. Then you modify this one as append. Then it will be converted as a single item. Difference is clear? So now total how many items are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the original one. This entire thing is considered as one item. From here to here is one item. Now what is the total number of output you have got? What is the total number of items? So length function, if you apply the length on the LST, if you apply the length function, you are going to get the output is 5. Because you are adding as a single item. No, sir, these 4 of them should be added as 4 different items. Then you take the extend. Then total how many items you are going to get? 8. 4 of them separately. Sir, 20 and 4 also should be separate, sir. 20 and 4 also should not be the same. Then you write 20 and 4 also separately. Who asked you to take into list then? Whatever the way you want to add, write that one as like that. Why you are combining these two again, one, and why you are asking separately like that? So if you want to add 20 and 4 separately, 20 and 4 you take separately. Then it will add separately only. 5 will be added separately, 20 will be added separately, 4 will be added separately, and this will be added as a single item. Is the point is clear? So here just you have to provide only one list. So finally you are going to provide inside that one list, but that list will consist of items. Okay. Sir, for example, I'm having L1 is equal to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. L2 is equal to 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Now what I'm going to do means L2 dot extend of L1. Now L1 is one list or multiple list? One list only, na? One list, single list. So single list. Now this single list will be in the backend. What it is going to do means 345 dot extend. First it will replace what is L2. L2 is 345 extend. In the bracket, it will take 1, 2, 3. So first 3, 4, 5, it is going to add 1, 2, and 3 like this, one by one by one. So first one will be added, followed by 2, followed by 3. Okay, and you are going to get the output in this way. And if you ask what is the print L2, now after appending, if you ask what is L2 means, output is like this. Now the question is, as one of the student is asking some different question. Now L3 is equal to 987. I'm having like this. 987. Let us take 987. Why 3? Let us go with a different size. Now L2 dot extend comma L1 comma L3. Now inside that, how many lists are there? 2 lists are there. I should not take 2 lists. I have to give 1 list. So this you have to take into a list of like this. Then it is going to add this one as one list and this one as separately. This is your answer. The person who has asked, Vishwanath, is your question is clear? Inside that, you have to give only one argument. So in the type error also, you can see clearly that list dot extend takes exactly one argument. And you have given 3. Why you have given 3 means L2 comma L3 comma L4. Total 3 list you have given. But it will consider only one list. Okay, inside that you have to provide only one list. Inside that list, multiple items will be there. So it is equal to, basically it is equal to like this. So where 1, 2, 3, and the second one is with respect to 98 comma 7. Both are same. So here you are taking one list. Inside the list, this is one item and this is second item. Item 1, item 2. So item 1 will be added separately. Item 2 will be added separately. Done? Yeah. For list extension, is there any other way? As again, Vishnu is asking the second question. Extend, list dot extend, list dot, whatever the list dot extend is there, list dot extend is also equal to list concatenation. Both are same. List concatenation and list dot extend both are same. Both are same as it is. No difference between both of them. List dot extend and list concatenation both are same. Right? And interview question is, what is the difference between the append versus extend? Append will add at the end, extend also will add at the end, but append will add only one item, extend will add multiple items, not multiple list, multiple items. So it is going to add the multiple items. So here, now tell me guys, what is the output of first cell and what is the output of second cell? Write in the notes. Same question as it is. Instead of writing append, I have written the extend. If I write append means what happens? If I write extend means what happens? Write the output in the notes for cell 1 and for cell 2. First, it will create the object of one. Directly write the answer. Don't write the question in the notes. Don't waste your time. Directly write the answer. Answer for your cell 1 and answer for cell 2. This is first LST. First, it will create the object in this way. After that, list.append. First, it will collect what is LST. LST means list of 1, 2, 3, 4. First, it will collect this one. Since it is a list data type, okay, append function is applicable. Done. Append function is applicable. And inside the append function, only one item. So item will be considered as a like this. So what is the output I'm going to get here means 1, 2, 3, 4, and this entire thing will be considered as one item. 5, 6, 7. This is the output. List is the output. So total 5 items I'm going to get. Whereas in the second case, I'm going to get in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one will be considered as each item 5, 6, 7. This is the output of the second cell. First cell output is this one. Second cell output is this one. Points are clear? Done. So that is the end of the session for today, and we'll continue with the remaining list methods and along with the tuple also in the tomorrow's class. Actually, we have to complete, but we are extending. Done. It's okay. Okay, we'll continue with the remaining. And in your drive, just open your drive, that is which is available in your Google Classroom. In the drive, there is a core Python folder. Inside that, I have uploaded the today's notes. Already I have uploaded list. Okay, so you can check the notes and you can practice. And along with this, I have even uploaded for you the textbooks, some textbooks. And in that textbooks, one of the good book is this one, Python for Data Science. Just you can click on this and you can go through one by one. Okay, and here we are discussing the concept, this one. Here we are in the 5.4. And here multiple examples are there. You can practice with the multiple examples. Once this book is completed, you can try with the another book, this book. And this one also completed, then you can try with another book. So multiple books are there. Sir, only these books, or we can follow any other book also. Whichever the book you feel easy, that is the best book. This is only the sample. It is not compulsory that you have to follow only these books.